namely that antidepressants often do not do what they promise and are in fact causing harm to many.
Dr. Steve Hotze is suing over Obamacare's employer mandate.
It's time for a wellness revolution. Brought to you by Hotze Health and Wellness Center. Honest discussion on maintaining health and wellness naturally to enjoy a better quality of life.
He's the doctor fighting to let you keep your doctorate.
Now, Dr. Stephen Hotze.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today at Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution. I am Stacy Banfield here with Dr. Stephen Hotze, who is the founder of the Hotze Health and Wellness Center. And if you have any questions for Dr. Hotze today, then the doctor is in. We are live. Call in at 713-212-5950. That's 713-212-5950. Here's Dr. Hotze.
Thank you so much, Stacy, and thank each one of you for joining us today on Wellness Revolution, where we're encouraging each one of you to join the Wellness Revolution, to do a 180 and take charge of your health. Quit driving down the wrong side of the street on the health highway. It can lead to danger. Just like you're driving down I-10 on the wrong side, it's going to lead to danger. We want you to do a 180 and take charge of your health. We want you to experience a very fruitful, vital, encouraging life. We want you to be alive and feel alive. So you're listening to this program because you're interested in your health. And let me just say this. Nothing is more important than good health. You know, being a physician since 1976, how many years has that been? That's 41 years. Is that right? 41 years?
Yes.
It's 41 years? I've been a physician for 41. That's a long time.
It is.
Well, you can imagine in the last 41 years, I have seen a lot of patients over that time in the hospital, in the office, and I've seen all kinds and different sorts of health problems. And my experience is that people that are unhealthy just don't enjoy life like people that are healthy. Not only that, because they're unhealthy, they have broken relationships, can't enjoy your spouse, your kids, don't do well in work, can't be productive, don't earn as much money. You spend a lot of money. Sick people spend a lot of money on their health. So they have loss of income because of poor health, and then they have to spend what little money they make, and they're just oftentimes broke. What about those people that have a lot of money and are unhealthy? They'd spend any amount of that money to regain their health. Can you imagine if you developed cancer and you had a lot of money? You'd go anywhere and everywhere if somebody offered you a cure for your health problem. But all the money in the world won't buy you good health. Good health is not expensive. Good health is something that is very inexpensive. It's a whole lot less expensive to be healthy and to obtain and maintain good health than it is to be sick. And there are some natural, simple ways to do that. We're going to visit today with Crystal Hammett, who is our nutrition and vitamin consultant here at the Hotze Vitamin Store.
Certified nutritionist. Isn't that right, Crystal?
Certified. Oh.
Not certifiable. Certified.
She's certified. She's stamped right on her forehead, certified vitamin consultant.
She's very, 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 very smart, very knowledgeable.
We wanted to talk to you about our detox program and why detoxification of the toxins that you assimilate in your body from the environment in what you breathe, eat, drink, lotions you slather on your body, all these toxins come into our system. Toxins that 150 years ago didn't exist. Chemicals in the environment that we didn't have 150 years ago. And they get into our system, and toxins poison our system. They make your cells sick. They make your mitochondria sick. That's the power plants in your cells that produce energy. And when you don't produce enough energy in your cells can't function as they were intended by God to do. And your organs don't do well. And you don't do well, and you have a host of health issues that go along with that. And they can manifest themselves in a number of different ways. So the key thing is to regain your health. Probably the most important thing you can do is detoxify, get rid of the toxins, or minimally decrease the toxin load in your body. if you decrease the toxin load, your cells are going to function better. And your mitochondria are going to produce more energy. And if you produce more energy, your cells work better and your organs work better. And you feel better and you're healthier. So, Crystal, talk to us about our detox program. We have one coming up here that we're offering.
Absolutely. It starts April 2nd, so it's coming up. It's a great way to really detoxify the body. You touched base on everything. So whether you're really suffering from anything from digestive problems and constipation, fatigue and headaches, itchy skin, or even rashes, remember what's inside is going to show itself on the outside. So acne and stuff like that, eczema can often be reversed through a good detoxification program. Additionally, getting that weight down because toxins are stored in fat stored in toxins. So a great way to get those last few pounds off that just aren't budging is to detox. So lots of great reasons.
Let me mention something on that. There's a number of reasons that people are overweight in America. Americans are the most overweight people in the world. And it has to do with, one, our eating program, what we eat, what's in your diet. Most Americans aren't eating healthy. Two, it has to do with low thyroid function at the cellular level, which enables your cells to produce and use energy. And of course, we know toxins adversely affect, like fluoride in the water and in the toothpaste, adversely affects your body's ability to utilize thyroid hormone. And then toxins. Toxins also cause a weight problem. Why? Because when you have toxins in your body wants to get rid of the toxins. And if you don't have proper detox mechanism in your liver because it's overloaded with toxins, the body's going to store those toxins and it's going to store it in fat. So what your body does is it creates more fat to store the toxins to get it out of the system. Mm-hmm. So one of the reasons people are overweight is they're toxic.
Yes, absolutely. So what we want to do is, of course, detoxify the body. We have a great, simple, all-inclusive program available. It's a 2-week program. You have to put some effort forth because it does take some dedication. You're substituting 2 meals a day for protein shakes. In the shake, you have a really good pea protein made from North American non-GMO yellow peas, as well as
Not green peas,
yellow peas.
Yellow peas.
However, it's chocolate flavored, and you can also get it in vanilla.
Exactly.
So for people who are like, what? Pea protein?
Taste like pea.
It does not. So
It's higher absorption rates in a whey protein and a way lower allergen as well, so you can consume it more safely and more effectively. And then you mix that with a detox powder. So it's another powder you add in with the shake. And it's going to help turn those fat-soluble toxins water-soluble so your body can eliminate them and just get the toxins out. You'll have some supplements that support that go along with it, digestive enzymes and amino acids. You'll eat at third meal being a really good, healthy, yeast-free, paleo-style meal, and you'll have your meal list and your guide to follow. So everything is very well put together. You sign up at HotzeVitamins.com. And it starts April 2nd. You'll get support emails. You'll have access to me answering any questions. I highly recommend you jump on board.
So even though it starts on the 2nd, people can still go today to order that.
You'll want to sign up and order your kit, and then we'll get started on April 2nd.
Fantastic. And I know you'd be available as well to answer any questions that these people would have. And again, she is a wealth of information.
How do they sign up for the program again?
At Hotze Vitamins, HOTZE vitamins.com, and you can call me at 281-646-1659.
Say that number one more time.
281-646-1659.
We're going to be back and we're going to talk about some ways that you can stimulate good detoxification in your body so you can get healthy and well when we come back.
That's right. And we do have a caller on the line. We want to get to that as well. You are listening to Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution. Please stay tuned.
Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution, your daily dose of radio reality.
And if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired and want to do a 180 and take charge of your health today, then give us a call at 281-698-8698. We'll be more than happy to give you a complimentary consultation and a complimentary copy of Dr. Hotze's best-selling book, Hormones, Health, and Happiness. That's 281-698-8698. And I am so happy that we have John on the line because John called in at the very end of the radio program yesterday, and we were unable to get to his question. So, John from Humble, are you there?
How y'all doing today? Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely, John.
John, how are you?
Pretty good. Thanks to you and everything that you've been talking about and you've always talked about. I'm going to just remind you real quick. I called you at the beginning of February because I was so happy. Just by getting on iodine, I had conquered the biggest monster I've ever had in my life, and that's what I call it because I would eat, tremendous amounts of food, and after that I would have to have something chocolatey.
Yeah.
Thanks to the iodine, all that, just I don't have this problem anymore. I lost 10 pounds in December, lost 8 pounds in January. February, I got a little, down because I didn't lose anything, but I did lose an inch off the waist, the first inch off the waist. And right now in March, what's going so far of March, I've lost 5 pounds and five more pounds and another half an inch off the waist.
Well, John, hey, John, that's tremendous. Now, you've changed your eating program. I'm sure you're eating healthier.
Oh, yeah. I'm eating now healthier, well, what you call paleo or is also called ketogenic.
Uh-huh. Good.
That's what I'm doing. And it's basically the way I've done it is like 3 portions of the vegetables that I cook at home, which are usually baked, and with some kind of protein, either 80-20 burger or salmon or catfish or chicken breast.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to, here's the old adage. And it is old. It was the father of medicine said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food, and you've proven that.
Exactly. And it's been working out so well that before, just to give you an example of how bad this problem was with me, I had to have breakfast by 8 o'clock. If I didn't have breakfast by 8, at 8:30, I wanted to tear somebody's head off. That's how bad it was. Mm. And after I finished, a foot-long sandwich with everything on it for breakfast, I had to have something chocolatey and sweet. Now I take my coffee with heavy cream and 1 packet of stevia, and I may have 2 coffees, and sometimes I'm good till about even noon without having breakfast. Me, without eating till noon, man, that is incredible. And I'm working out now. Obviously, it's been better. Before, I couldn't do a single pull-up. Now I can do 10 pull-ups.
That's tremendous, and that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm 51 years old.
51 years young, sir. Enjoy your youth while you have it.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So lost from 267 down to 257 down to right now it's 242, and I weighed myself yesterday. So
that's tremendous.
That is awesome. I mean, I feel great. The only thing that I've noticed, and it does cut off my sleep at night, even though I'm taking melatonin for it. Melatonin to sleep. When I can't, due to this problem, my feet get cold at night, only at night, and it's very uncomfortable. I don't know what to do about it.
Well, have you taken your body temperature?
No, not yet.
Measure your body temperature. If you got cold feet, that's going to be cold extremities are an indication that you're not getting enough thyroid into your cells, and thyroid enables the cells to produce and use energy. The excess energy is given off as heat, and that's what gives our body a temperature. So commonly we see people that have hypothyroidism. One of the complaints, a common complaint, not in every one of the patients, is cold extremities, cold hands, cold feet. And you're 51 years of age, so at 51 years of age, I know that your hormone levels will decline. Your testosterone level declines. By the time you're 51, it's maybe a half to a third of what it was when you were in your 20s, and testosterone is important for thyroid metabolism at the cellular level. All these hormones work together synergistically. They affect one another. So when you make lower levels of testosterone as you age, and every man does. Every man's going to make lower levels of testosterone as they age. That's going to adversely affect their utilization of the thyroid hormone they make, and that'll decline. You'll get a decline in your energy production, and that's why people get fatigued and they get difficulty with weight, cold extremities, can't think clearly. All the signs that go along with maturing or getting older are really a function of decline in hormones. So you're taking some iodine, and iodine's important for thyroid production. The thyroid hormones have iodine. And if you don't have enough iodine, and many people are lacking in iodine, you're not making adequate amounts of thyroid hormone coupled with not making enough testosterone. You're just not producing enough energy. And this may be the cause of your cold extremities that you experience, cold feet. So what can be done? What can be done? Well, first thing I do, take your body temperature. You know, I wish you had, and I wish everybody had, the good old-fashioned mercury thermometer. That was the mercury standard, gold standard.
What thermometer again? I'm sorry?
A mercury thermometer, the old-fashioned thermometer your mom would stick under your tongue.
Oh, okay, that one.
Shake it down. They don't allow those to be sold anymore in the States. You may have some laying around your house, but get yourself get a thermometer. They've got some of these electronic thermometers. Measure your body temperature. Normal temperature for a healthy human being is 98.6.
Okay.
What we found in our guests that come to the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, the average temperature of the average woman that comes in, and this is over the last 25 years, is 97.2. The average male is 97.6. If you're running, and this is during the day, it should be 98.6. So if your temperature is running low, and you can check it first thing in the morning, they call it a basal body temperature. What's your temperature when you wake up? It should be 98.6.
Okay.
If it's running low, that means you're not producing enough energy within your cells. And remember, your cells produce energy. The excess energy is given off as heat to keep your body warm. That's what gives us our body a temperature. So if you're not producing enough energy in your cells, then your body's going to be running at a lower than normal or ideal temperature, and that shows up on a thermometer. And it's the best indication of poor energy production in the cell, which is primarily it's a reflection of thyroid within the cell and thyroid utilization in the mitochondria, which is the power plants in your cells. So you might look at that. What would you do? You supplement with natural thyroid. Thyroid's a godsend. And we use natural desiccated thyroid rather than the synthetic thyroid, because the synthetic thyroid is not even the active thyroid. It has to be converted in the body to the active thyroid. And many people have a problem with doing that, and they just don't do well on the synthetic thyroids, like Synthroid or Levothyroid or Levoxyl.
So what's better, porcine thyroid or bovine thyroid?
Either one.
Either one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that. And I'm also on 0.5 millimeter of testosterone twice a week. Twice a week. So 1 millimeter or 1 centimeter a week. That's what I'm doing.
So you're taking? Are you taking that injectably?
Yes, sir.
Good for you.
Sir. So that's why I can do those.
How long have you been on the testosterone?
Restarted 2 months ago.
Good. You got to feel a whole lot better.
Oh yeah, but I'm not picked off all the time, which is pretty good.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, testosterone is very, very powerful and very essential for men to maintain good health. It affects initiative, assertiveness, sense of well-being, self-confidence, moods, goal orientation, drive, directiveness, decisiveness, analytical ability, all brain functions. The hormones, both male and female hormones, have a powerful influence on our neurotransmitters in our brain, the way we think and are able to think. So as hormone levels go down in both men and women, they just don't think well. And then it also is important, as you know now, for muscle mass and muscle strength and bone health. It's also important for cardiovascular function and keeping the blood pressure low. And it's important for normal romantic moods and inclinations. They call it libido. And it's important for that inability. So you've done well getting on that, my friend.
Well, I thank you very much. And if you don't mind, I want to call you first days of April, and let you know what was total weight that I lost.
Hey, keep us posted, John.
That'd be great.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate y'all. And you really, Dr. Hotze, you really don't know, or you might, the benefit that you really give to all the people that listen to you. I mean, it's awesome, and I thank God that there's people like you on this earth, really. Thank you much. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
so John.
Much, John.
Great caller. And we're just so glad to get that update from John and look forward to hearing from him in the near future. So if, like John, you'd like to do a 180, take charge of your health, give us a call today, 281-698-8698. That's 281-698-8698. You're listening to Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution. Please stay tuned.
Why walk amongst the living sick when you can join a wellness revolution? Here's Dr. Hotze.
Welcome back to Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution. This is Stacey Banfield here with Dr. Stephen Hotze. And if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, then know there is a natural way to address your health issues. You can give one of our consultants a call at 281-698-8698. That's 281-698-8698. It was so funny because when we had that caller, John, earlier, and he was talking about Dr. Hotze, his diet, and how it used to be that he had to have something right when he woke up, and after he would eat every meal, he wanted something that was chocolatey. Our producer is sitting here saying, "That's me. That was me. I completely understand what this guy is saying." So I thought that was really funny, but it does go back down to the diet, Dr. Hotze. A lot of it has to do with eating your way to good health, and that there are good choices you can make and bad choices you can make. And I know the caller also mentioned that ketogenic diet, and we have been hearing a lot about that in the news, haven't we?
Well, we have. Ketogenic diet is a diet program where you simply eliminate your simple carbohydrates. It's the paleo eating program. It's the Hotze optimal eating program that we recommend here. So it's a dramatic restriction of all simple carbohydrates. What are simple carbohydrates? Simple carbohydrates are sugar molecules that are hooked together. They're starches. Anything that's a starch. Now, what would that be? Potatoes, rice, any grain products, your bread, your pizza, your pastas, your rolls, your crackers, your cookies, your cakes. All these are made up of starches. They're made up from grain products, which are simply sugar molecules hooked together. So whenever you eat anything that's a starchy food, it's immediately converted in your body to sugar. And as your sugar level goes up, your body produces a hormone from the pancreas, which is an organ that sits down behind your stomach, just beneath and behind your stomach. And the pancreas produces insulin. Insulin circulates in the blood when your sugar level goes up, and it drives the sugar into the cells so that the sugar can go to the mitochondria, and the mitochondria can convert the sugar to energy. What happens is when individuals eat a high carbohydrate diet, they get high levels of sugar, insulin secreted, sugar goes in the cells, sugar level falls, causes them hunger. They don't feel satiated. In other words, they're not satisfied. So in an hour or 2 hours later, you got to have another snack, another piece of bread, another roll, another cupcake, and you eat that, sugar level goes up, sugar level goes down, sugar level goes up, sugar level goes down. And as you're producing more and more insulin to control the sugar, literally your cells, receptors for the insulin, become resistant to the insulin. And so now you got all this sugar circulating. The body goes, I can't have all these sugar circulating. I got to do something with it. And it converts it into fat. So you end up gaining weight. And now so you have insulin resistance. And when you gain weight, when you have insulin resistance, you get high sugar levels. So that's pre-diabetic or a diabetic situation where your sugar levels are elevated. You gain weight and you get high blood pressure. And this is what we call syndrome X. High blood sugar, fat, overweight, high blood pressure. And then you end up with high cholesterol and triglycerides. And this is called syndrome X. And then they treat you, so you go to your mainstream doctor, what do? They go, well, you ought to eat better, but they don't really tell you what to do or how to do it. Eat better or do some exercise. But in the meantime, let's get you on these drugs. So they're going to put you on diabetic medication, oral diabetic medication, usually metformin or Avandia. Avandia, by the way, will cause heart disease. It's been sued in court and lost. And I don't know why they keep it on the market, frankly, but they do. But it will cause you to develop heart disease. And then they'll put you on blood pressure medication. If your cholesterol's up, you'll be on statin drugs. And you're going to have, in whatever else aches and pains you have, they're going to put you on some other drugs. So you can be on 3 or 4 or 5 different drugs when you have syndrome X, which is being overweight, having high blood pressure, and elevated blood sugar. And when you have elevated blood sugar and diabetes, what that means, your blood becomes syrupy. Think about it. You got a lot of sugar in your blood, it becomes syrupy. So you're prone to develop blood clots. It cuts down when it's syrupy and thick, the blood doesn't circulate as well. So what happens? Where do you notice this first? In the extremities. So also diabetics get it in their eyes, in their retina. They get poor circulation in the capillaries throughout their bodies. So oftentimes they'll get a cut on the foot or something and it doesn't heal well, and you get poor healing, and in the worst case scenario they become necrotic and lead to amputation. So you know of people that have had diabetes that have had amputated feet or legs and those sort of things, and that's a problem. Who wants to get have their extremities amputated? So that's when you eat a high carbohydrate diet. Interestingly enough, the food plan by the FDA and the federal government and the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, is a high grain diet. Eat a lot of grains. Then eat vegetables and cut down on your fats and your meat. Don't eat those. Those are bad for you. But eat a lot of grains. Well, we've just described what a diet high in simple carbohydrates leads to. It leads to diabetic, high blood pressure, heart disease, elevated cholesterol, Alzheimer's disease, degenerative arthritis, a host of health problems, which ophthalmological problems with your eyes. And this is all caused by, first and foremost, your eating program. So what's the alternative? An alternative would be the Hotze Optimal Eating Program, which would be similar to what would be called the Atkins diet or the paleo eating program, where instead of eating a lot of grains, you dramatically restrict or eliminate grain products, simple carbohydrates, sugars. And you might go, I love sugar. Listen, if you love sugar, you need to get stevia, Stevia. I use it ubiquitously in everything, and frankly, you can make anything with it. It tastes just like sugar. It's safe, and it's effective in satisfying your sugar cravings. But it's not a sugar, but it's completely natural. It comes from stevia leaf, and it's a different type of molecule that doesn't affect the blood sugar at all.
And yet it's still satisfying.
Yeah,
it's great.
Right. It's not a foreign chemical. When we come back, we're going to talk about the alternative to the high carbohydrate diet, which is recommended by the federal government and by mainstream medicine, which is guaranteed to keep you sick so they can keep you on drugs so they can make a lot of money. They got to turn you into a cash cow, a milk cow. We don't want you to be that. We want you to be lean, mean, trim. We want you to be a lean, mean machine, right? So when we come back, we'll talk about the ketogenic diet.
That's right. And if you would like more information on doing a 180 and taking charge of your health, and call us at 281-698-8698. That's 281-698-8698. You're listening to Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution. Please stay tuned.
Now back to the Wellness Revolution. Here's your host, Dr. Stephen Hotze.
Welcome back to Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution, where we are on a mission to help you achieve health and wellness naturally. If you would like more information on doing a 180 and taking charge of your health, then please give one of our consultants a call today at 281-698-8698. That's 281-698-8698. Here's Dr. Hotze.
Thanks so much, Stacy. We were talking about the ketogenic eating program, and I explained during the last segment how most Americans are on a high simple carbohydrate diet, which leads to elevated blood sugars, insulin resistance. Insulin resistance leads to increased fat leads to high blood pressure. Insulin resistance leads to elevated blood sugar. And so when you have when you're overweight, you've got high blood pressure, elevated sugar levels, plus elevated fats in your blood, the triglycerides and cholesterol. This is called Syndrome X, which leads conventional physicians to recommend and prescribe a host of pharmaceutical agents which didn't cause the problem to begin with. The eating program that you're on, the diet that you're on, caused the problem. So a ketogenic eating program is just the opposite of a high simple carbohydrate diet. What you do on a ketogenic diet, ketogenic comes from the word ketones, and ketones are the products, the breakdown products, as fats are broken down in your system. They're converted into ketones. Ketones circulate in the blood, get into your cells, and allow your cells to produce energy from the ketones rather than from sugar. And burning ketones, burning fat in your system, is much more efficient in the mitochondria than burning sugar. Fats also have a very satisfying effect on the satiation centers of the brain. So when you eat fats, fats satisfy. They don't raise your blood sugar. What causes people to have these cravings for food all the time is elevated blood sugar, which dramatically falls. They get hypoglycemic. They want something to eat. They're hungry all the time. They're constantly snacking on some simple carbohydrate to satisfy them. Whereas if you eat a high fat diet, now imagine this. What have you heard from your doctors in mainstream medicine and the government? Stay away from fat. Don't eat fat. Fat's bad for you. Don't eat red meat. It's bad for you. Eat a lot of grains. Grain products are starches, which are simply sugar molecules hooked together. And if you get on a high grain diet, I can assure you that you're going to develop problems over time that are going to lead to you being overweight, pre-diabetic, hypertensive, increased risk of cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease, degenerative arthritis, and a host of other problems. So you want to eliminate that, so you eat a high-fat eating program. And what is your eating program? Your calories should consist primarily coming from fat. Now, where do you get fat? You ever heard of butter? You ever heard of olive oil, coconut oil? How about eggs? Anybody out there in the audience like eggs? Oh, but we can't eat eggs. They have cholesterol in them. Your body makes cholesterol. Cholesterol is good for you. You need cholesterol in your body to make your hormones. It's a building block of the hormones. It surrounds every cell membrane. You have a lipid, a cholesterol ring around your membranes. It's the building block for vitamin D, which is really a hormone. 25% of the cholesterol in your body is located in your brain, which is only about, 2 pounds out of 150 is about 1/75th of your body weight. But you got 25% of the cholesterol in your brain because your brain needs these fats to help conduct the neurotransmitters. So when you suck cholesterol out of your body, when you take these statin drugs, one of the things we find is that people have decline in their mental and cognitive function. They don't think as well on these drugs. Some people even get amnesia from this, and they can't remember things at all. And then they're told they have Alzheimer's disease and put on a whole bunch of other drugs. So you get on a high-fat eating program. About 70% of your diet would come from fats. You can eat avocados. You can eat olives. You can eat your olive oil. You want to eat good oils. We're not talking about fats that come in a glass bottle. We're talking about fats that come in that are natural. The extra virgin olive oil is particularly good. You can have flax oil. But you make sure you get plenty of fats in your diet, and then you eat a lot of greens. Broccoli, spinach, kale, all these greens, cauliflower, collard greens, all the greens, all the things your grandmama and your mama told you had to clean off your plate before you could get dessert. And you have about 25% of your diet then is in proteins. And so what are we talking about? We're talking about red meat. We're talking about, whether that's cow's meat, whether that's lamb. You can eat fish. You can eat your poultry. That's what you do. And you eliminate your carbs. And what this does is it throws you into ketosis, where you're making a lot of ketones from the fat. Remember now, the ketones are easily burned by your power plants. It's the fuel of the power plants, and it's a very efficient way of producing fuel. And you'll burn your power plants run much better on ketones than they do on sugar. So you gin up the metabolic function of your power plants, your mitochondria. So you produce more energy. You're healthier. So what people find is when they're on a ketogenic diet, and you can measure this. You can go online and get various instruments that you can buy that you can measure whether or not you're in ketosis. I have a kit I bought, and you breathe into it and put some kind of stick in the bottom of it. If it turns a certain color, that tells you're in ketosis. So when I'm eating really healthy, I'm on a ketogenic diet, it turns color. It tells me I'm making ketones, because ketones are also, they evaporate and they go in, circulates in the blood. And part of it is, as you breathe out, you're breathing out ketones. It has a sweet smell to it. So this is a good way to lose weight. Ketogenic diet. It's a good way to control blood sugar. You're on a ketogenic diet, your insulin resistance declines, and now you're able to handle sugars adequately, and so you're not storing sugars as fat. And it helps you with your thinking, because you're putting good fats in your body that are going to your brain, keeping you sharp. Some people drink in the morning what is called a bulletproof coffee, where they put a tablespoon of butter and they put a tablespoon of coconut oil in their coffee, stir it up, heat it up in the microwave, and drink that. And that puts good fats into your system. And people that drink that find that it really stimulates their brain function. They're able to think clearly. And just like this young man that called on the phone earlier in the program, this is what he's having in the morning. He's having heavy cream in his coffee. Well, the cream, butter is cream that's just been beat up, and so that the way you make butter is you take cream and you just beat it until it turns into butter. So that fat that he's taking satisfies him, so he doesn't have to eat. He doesn't even need to eat breakfast in the morning. I, for one, always have 2 eggs in a. Here's how I make my drink: broccoli, spinach, 2 eggs, all my vitamins, 10 ounces of water. Put it in the blender with stevia, grind it up, and drink it. That's my breakfast in the morning, and it satisfies me all day. And that keeps me in ketosis, keeps me thin, trim, so I'm a lean, mean machine. That's what you want to be.
That's right, a lean, mean machine. And Dr. Hotze, you certainly walk the talk. And also I want to recommend to everyone the Big Fat Surprise if they want to know more about the FDA and why the grains were at the bottom of the pyramid to begin with. For those fact finders out there, the Big Fat Surprise, it's an excellent book. So glad you joined us today on Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution.
Information provided on this radio program is neither intended nor implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice and is not intended to replace the services of a physician, nor does it constitute a doctor-patient relationship. You should not use information from this radio program to diagnose or treat a health problem or disease without consulting with a qualified healthcare provider. If you have or suspect you have an urgent medical problem, promptly contact a professional healthcare provider or call 911. Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution radio program advises you to always seek the advice of a physician or other qualified health provider prior to starting any new treatment or with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Any application of the recommendations from this radio program is at the listener's discretion.